Ryan Garcia has speed, power, star power, but right now, the real fight might not be across the ring, it might be inside his own head, and boxing history shows us one thing clearly, that's the hardest opponent to beat. Because when talent meets turbulence, careers split. One path leads to championship glory, the other leads to unfulfilled potential, and Ryan Garcia is standing right at that crossroads, right now. This is the fight nobody's talking about, but it might be the most important one of his career. Let's be clear about something first. Ryan Garcia can fight. This isn't about talent. This is about what happens when that talent gets tested. January 2nd, 2021. American Airlines Center, Dallas, Texas. Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. Campbell was an Olympic gold medalist, a seasoned veteran with over 20 professional fights, a southpaw with legitimate world-level experience. Ryan was 22 years old, young, flashy, undefeated, but nobody knew if he was ready for this level. Round 2 happened. Campbell caught Ryan with a left hand, dropped him clean. Ryan hit the canvas hard, and for the first time in his career, people saw doubt. The Golden Boy was hurt. Social media went crazy, but here's where the talent showed up. Ryan got up, shook it off, and started hunting. Round 7, Ryan feinted with the jab. Campbell's guard shifted, then that left hook came. Boom! Campbell's body folded. He crumpled to the canvas like someone cut his string.
Eddie Reynoso saying to Ryan Garcia, "You're young." Body shot, and he goes down, and now Campbell is down on a knee, 2 knees.
He tried to get up, couldn't. The referee counted him out. That left hook wasn't just power, it was precision, it was timing, it was violent. That's the Ryan Garcia we know. Hand speed that looks superhuman, power that ends fights in one shot, movement that creates highlight reels, and marketability. Over 10 million Instagram followers, millions more on TikTok and Twitter, endorsement deals, main event status before 25 years old. When your left hook trends on social media, you know you're dangerous. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Ryan doesn't lack talent. He lacks consistency. And in boxing, inconsistency kills careers faster than any punch. This is where Ryan Garcia's story gets complicated, because this generation of fighters lives in public. Every training session gets posted. Every call out goes viral. Every emotion gets broadcast to millions. And Ryan, he's the king of this new era, but that sword cuts both ways. Let's talk about the Tank Davis fight. April 22nd, 2023, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. The most hyped fight of the year. Over 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. Social media superstar versus boxing assassin. Round 1 started competitive. Ryan came out aggressive, looked sharp. Then round 2 happened. Tank stepped in with a counter left hook, caught Ryan clean on the chin. Ryan's legs buckled, he hit the canvas. Hard, but he got up, beat the count, came back fighting. That's hard. Rounds 3 through 6. Tank was in control, winning rounds, patient, breaking Ryan down piece by piece. But Ryan didn't quit. Round 6, he started landing right hands, found some success, showed flashes of the talent everyone knew he had, but Tank was ahead on all 3 scorecards, just waiting for the right moment. Then round 7 hit. Tank stepped inside, threw a short left hook to the body. Ryan's face went white, his body folded, he dropped to his knees, and he stayed there. He took a knee, didn't get up. The referee counted to 10. Ryan quit on his knees.
It was one of the few left hooks he's been able to get in.
Another right hand by Garcia. And now, Garcia forced to take a knee.
Now here's what happened next. The debate started immediately. Ryan wasn't mentally ready. The pressure got to him. He folded under the bright lights. But let's dig deeper, because what most people don't talk about is what happened before that fight.
Everything came crashing down on me. I had a lot happen to me before that Campbell fight. I never addressed any problems I had outside the ring, and it really destroyed my mental. I was lost in my head. Words can't really describe how it felt, but it's like being in a maze and I don't know where to go.
Ryan posted emotional messages on social media, talked about anxiety, discussed mental health struggles, shared personal battles publicly. And look, that takes courage. Real courage. Mental health in combat sports is real, and Ryan deserves credit for being open about it. But here's the hard question. When your career unfolds in public, every doubt gets amplified. Every struggle becomes a headline. Every emotional post becomes ammunition for critics. And that changes how a fighter prepares. Instagram followers don't block punches. Twitter clout doesn't improve your defense. TikTok views don't condition your body. Ryan built his brand on accessibility, on being real, on connecting with fans. But fame comes with a cost. And that cost, psychological pressure. Boxing's already violent. You're getting hit in the face by someone who trained for months to hurt you. Your body is breaking down from weight cuts. Your mind is managing fear. Your soul is questioning if it's worth it. That's before you add fame. Now add this. Millions of people watching your every move. Expectations of being the next superstar at 21 years old, comparisons to legends, financial pressure, family pressure, the weight of representing an entire demographic of young fighters. That's not just physical warfare, that's psychological warfare, and we've seen this before. Tyson Fury spiraled into deep depression, ballooned to over 400 pounds, talked about suicide, everyone counted him out. Then he came back, lost the weight, rebuilt himself mentally and physically, became heavyweight champion of the world again. That's the good outcome. But we've also seen fighters who never recovered, fighters whose talent was never the question, but their mental stability was. The loneliness of elite status is real. You train alone, you cut weight alone, you face your fears alone, you step into that ring alone. Nobody can help you in there. And when you're Ryan Garcia, when you've been famous since you were a teenager, when every win is expected and every loss is catastrophic, the pressure becomes suffocating. Here's the difference between Ryan and Tank. Tank's battle is discipline, staying out of trouble, making smart decisions outside the ring. Ryan's battle is identity. Is Ryan Garcia a superstar who boxes, or a boxer trying to survive superstardom? That's the real question, because right now, it feels like Ryan is fighting two opponents, the man across the ring and the voice inside his head. And history shows us, the voice in your head is the harder fight. So here's where we are. Ryan Garcia has everything he needs to be elite. The speed is there, the power is there, the platform is there, the opportunities are there. But talent without mental stability is just potential, and potential doesn't win championships. Control does. If Ryan locks in focused training camps, less social media noise, sharper matchmaking, mental health support, consistency and preparation, he becomes an elite fighter, a champion, a legend. If he doesn't, inconsistency becomes his permanent opponent, emotional volatility becomes his career rival, and potential turns into the most painful word in sports. What if? What if he stayed focused? What if he controlled the noise? What if he protected his mental space? We don't know which path Ryan will choose, but we're watching it unfold in real time. And that's what makes this so important, because Ryan represents a generation of fighters who grew up online, who built brands before building legacies, who mastered social media before mastering the sweet science. His story will define what's possible in modern boxing, for better or worse. Legacy isn't built on potential, it's built on control. Control over your training, control over your surroundings, control over your narrative, and most importantly, control over yourself. The hardest opponent Ryan Garcia will ever face isn't Tank Davis, isn't Devin Haney, isn't Shakur Stevenson. It's the person staring back at him in the mirror, the one asking, am I ready to sacrifice everything for this? Because boxing doesn't care about your followers. It doesn't care about your brand deals. It doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about one thing. Can you show up when it matters most? This is Knockout Kings Elite. If you want breakdowns that go deeper than the highlights, hit subscribe right now. Because we don't just break down the fights, we break down the pressure that builds fighters, the mental battles that define careers, and the choices that separate legends from cautionary tales. Drop a comment. Do you think Ryan will lock in and reach his potential? Knockout Kings Elite, where we cover the real fight. See you in the next one.